Thank you. Hello, my name's Morag Butler. This is Rosalind Court. Welcome to everybody here and everybody on the live stream. I hope you enjoy this. I think it's going to be good. The sound check was just marvellous. So I'm looking forward to this. Unfortunately, the mulled wine has run out and I didn't bag myself a glass, which is a bit, quite indeed. So that wasn't so good. Everybody in the room, you're in the raffle. Yay! So what could you win? Well, you could win a Churchfitters CD. Yes. And not only that, you could win a Who Gives a Crap Christmas toilet roll. Wonderful. So we'll all be looking forward to that at the very end of the of the live stream. But in the meantime, we'll just keep you entertained loosely. And I'm going to sing you a very daft song, which is a traditional song. I think it's actually 3 songs cobbled together, and John Kirkpatrick sings it, so it's got good pedigree. Just listen out for the words, it's peculiar. Open the door, think of the poor. Open the door, think of the poor. To let the old year out and the new year in and the old year out. We wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A pocket full of money and a cellar full of beer, and a good fat pig, a good fat pig, a good fat pig, to last you all the year. Oh, the cock sat up in the yew tree, the hens came chuckling by. We wish you Merry Christmas and every day a pie, a pie, a pie, a pie of peppercorn. If it be a good place, then bound to let us in. If it be a bad house, this is what we'll sing. Oh, the cock sat up in the yew tree, the hens come chuckling by. We wish the cock would drop a turd and drop it in your eye, your eye, your eye. You wish you'd never been born. Open the door, think of the poor. Open the door, think of the poor. Well, the lanes are very dirty, our shoes are very thin, our pockets they are empty, oh put a penny in. If you haven't got a penny, a halfpenny will do. If you haven't got a halfpenny, then God bless you. Oh, the cock sat up in the yew tree, the hens come chuckling by. If you haven't any money, then give to us a pie, a pie, a pie, a peppercorn, the finest hen that ever was born. A pint of beer and a pork pie, the carol singers are very dry. When Christmas it is over, then we will be sober. A pint of ale, a pint of beer to bring us here another year. A pint of wine, a pint of gin to help us bring the new year in. We wish you Merry Christmas, we wish you Merry Christmas, we wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. When Christmas it is over, then we will be sober. A pint of ale, a pint of beer to bring us back another year. A pint of wine, a pint of gin to help us bring the new year in. We wish you Merry Christmas, we wish you Merry Christmas, we wish you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay, could we please welcome onto the stage John Beetham. Yay! Dangerous, isn't it? We'll just get this from behind your back.
Well, yeah, I need to be able to see my words. Right, okay, so I'm going to be cheeky and get everyone involved if you can be bothered. So three notes I want you to sing. Oh, that's the first one.
We've got Kevin here.
Oh, yeah, I know. Three notes, so pay attention at the back. That happens the last line of every verse. Aside from that, it's just I'm being really lazy and haven't brought any drone, so you're going to be the drone collectively, okay? So when you run out of air, take a breath and then do it again. It's not about listening, it's yeah. So the words. Well, your license afraid, and your sheets disarrayed, and your travellers are jammed at the yard. You've lost crinkle and bone, and your planking is thrown. And the grease in your pencils gone hard. Well, your garbage straight split, and your stretchers don't fit, and your paintwork's beginning to peel. Oh, your gunnels have slipped, and your tillers unshipped, and the dead wood's adrift from your keel. Oh, they once sailed you proud, sang your praises out loud, the pride of the fleet that you served. No more will they shout as they bring you about. Is this the reward you deserve? For your legend's been told by the sailors of old, of the lives that you saved from the sea. You're the last galliot, you've been left here to rot. Now who's gonna save you for me? When you shake out your reef, take the wind by its teeth, and you sail into history and song. Though they've thrown you away, please recall what I say. Forgive us for being so wrong. So away with your Kilson, and away with your yard, and away with your mizzen and main. For the days of the Montague whaler are the days we shall not see again. For the days of the Montague whaler are the days we shall not see again. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, John. John Beetham. Yay. Right, it's that time. I don't know what's going to happen in the next three-quarters of an hour. Yeah, well, you know, we'll see. Could we please welcome onto the stage, please, Boris, Rosie, and Chris, Churchfitters. Yay!
Hello. No, we have no idea what's going to happen either, unfortunately. Yes, we're slightly discombobulated. We got up at 4. You got up at 3 o'clock this morning, and we got up at 4 o'clock to be here with you tonight because we live in France. So, you know. So they are. That's kind of an excuse in advance if we. Anyway, it's lovely to be here in this small and bijou venue, and it's wonderful. Everybody's lovely, and you seem like a very nice lot. So here we go. We'll give it a whirl.
Yep.
Wassail throughout all the town. Our carpenters white and our relatives brown. Our wassail is made of a good ale and cake, some nutmeg and ginger, the best we could bake. Fal-de-dal-de, 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 fal-de-dee. Fal-de-daro, fal-de-dairy, sing to rely. Is made of the elderberry bough, and so my good neighbours will drink unto thou. Besides all on earth we have apples in store, pray let us come in, for it's cold by the door. Fal-de-dal-de, 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 fal-de-dee. Fal-de-daro, fal-de-dairy, sing to a lie. There's a master and mistress, so we may have cider when we call next year. And where you have 1 barrel, we hope you'll have 10, so that we may have cider when we call again. Folly-dolly, 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 folly-dee. Folly-dare, oh, folly-dare, sing to Relio. There's a master and a mistress sitting down by the fire, while we poor wassail boys stand out in the mire. Come, you pretty maiden with your silver-headed pin, pray open the door and let us come in. Folly-dolly, 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 folly-dee. Folly-dare, oh, folly-dare, sing to Relio. Wassail boys so weary and cold, please drop some small silver into our bowl. And if we survive for another new year, perhaps we may call and see who does live here. Folly-dolly, 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 folly-dee. Folly-dare, oh, folly-dare, sing to Relio. We know by the moon that we are not too soon, and we know by the sky that we are not too high, and we know by the stars that we are not too far, and we know by the ground that we are not too sound. Folly-dolly, 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 folly-dee. Folly-dare, oh, folly-dare, sing to Relio. Folly-dolly, 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 folly-dee. Folly-dare, oh, folly-dare, sing to Relio. Oh, thank you very much. That was the Gower Wassail. And wassailing, of course, is the art, or not the art, the tradition. The tradition of blessing the apple trees. Any wassailers here tonight? You won't be punished, you can admit it. Yeah, because it's had a bit of a revival recently. Many people have started wassailing all over the place. So they would go out into the orchards and to bless the apple trees. And the reason they did that, of course, was to have more apples the following year in order to make more cider. Yay. So, yay! So the wassailers would take their wassailing cup or wassailing bowl with them, and that was a large communal cup filled with spiced alcohol, and they'd pass that around amongst themselves and sing their wassail to the trees. And sometimes they would dip bits of cake and bread into the wassailing bowl and send a small boy up into a tree, and he would hang these sort of bits of soggy offerings up in the tree. Strange, but true. Later on, rather than going to the orchards, that kind of evolved into going to the farmer's house. It was a bit less cold, I guess. So they went round to the farmer's house directly, but again with their wassailing bowl, and they shared that around amongst themselves and also with the farmer and his family. And they sang their wassail, and at the end of that they asked for some recompense. So I guess that's the sort of the origins of modern day carol singing. So yeah, there's many wassails. So because we thought it would be really nice to do a wassail, and I didn't realise how many there were. And they're sort of all over England and Wales, but mostly concentrated down in the southwest because that's where the apples are grown to make the cider. But I waded through many wassails to find my favourite one. But that one, the Gower wassail, a lovely wassail. There you are. We're going to continue with some Christmassy tunes. They normally have words with them, but we don't have the words. We just have it's an instrumental version of some well-known Christmassy tunes. thank you very much. Well, Christmas is, I don't know about you, but it's a time of year when I often think of absent friends, of which we have many absent friends. And a big problem. Yes, so it's a very sort of poignant time of year. And we'd like to do a little tribute to a good friend of ours, a guy called Derek Smith. Derek Smith, he was a musician and a comedian, and he was on the folk scene for many, many years under the name of the amazing Mr. Smith. I don't know, any of you saw? Yeah, he was absolutely hilarious. He was very eccentric. He was very eccentric on stage and in real life, and extremely funny, and also a brilliant musician. And we've known Derek for many, many years because he was from Croydon, and me and Chris is my brother, and Chris and I come from Croydon, which is very glamorous, isn't it? And when we were starting out on the folk scene, when Chris was like sort of 14 and I was 17, Derek took to the band and gave us quite a bit of a helping hand, and then we kept in touch over the years. Anyway, he's sadly no longer with us. And so as a little tribute to Derek, we'd like to do one of his numbers, or our version of one of the numbers he used to do, yeah.
This is, and there's as well as the absent friends connection, there's another Christmassy connection to this one, because around this time of year, what a lot of people like to do is they like to splash out and go to one of those amazing shows in the West End, you know, the ones with the hundreds of dancers in sparkly sequin costumes and beautiful scenery, lighting, and orchestra, all that. You lot clearly can't afford that. That's why you're sitting watching us three idiots in a B&B in Margate. But don't worry, because we're going to create that exact experience for you. I know, it doesn't seem very likely, but we are.
I don't know why they're laughing.
I don't know why they're laughing. So, yeah, because what we're going to do our interpretation of the amazing Mr. Smith's idea of the grand finale of Riverdance. I know, it doesn't seem probable, but honestly, it'll be exactly like being there. So normally this would, a lot cheaper, yeah. This would normally start with a virtuoso solo on the baron, the Irish drum, the baron. We haven't got a virtuoso baron player. In fact, we haven't got a baron either. But we have got a version of the instrument that was invented by the amazing Mr. Smith. Here it is. I know it doesn't look much. It looks like a dildo in a plastic bottle. In fact, that's what it is, actually, is it? But I promise you, if you close your eyes, it sounds exactly like a badly played baron. If you've been to as many Irish sessions as me, you will. Give us a demonstration, Rosie. Invented by the amazing Mr. Smith. You can't get them in the shops, you know. You can't. So here we are. In fact, it's probably best if you keep your eyes closed for all of this part of the show. So the amazing Mr. Smith's interpretation of the grand finale of Riverdance. Take it away.
That was absolutely...
Excuse me. Could I just capitalise on this, please?
I'd rather you didn't.
I would like to speak to the people at home. If you are enjoying this, please, if you can, could you donate something to the making of live music in small venues? And if I would like to suggest an amount that you could perhaps give to these fine people, them performing here, they come from France, so how about the equivalent of a fine cheese, yeah? Don't send me cheese. I've only just got over the Pont l'Evêque incident, so please don't do that. But if you could send a bit, that would be lovely. You know, round about £5 upwards or downwards would be really, really good. Thank you very much. Now, next door, we have a very fine merch table. You have to go through the toilets to get to it because we are a classy joint here. So, for the people who aren't in the room, Chris, where can the people at home get your merch from, your CDs?
They can't.
I wish we'd rehearsed this earlier. Yeah.
Is this the Q&A session that you...
Yeah.
No, seriously, you can't. We used to sell it on our website, and they started asking us money, so we thought, bugger that, no.
Yeah.
So you come to the gigs, you can buy CDs. That's pretty much it.
Well, that's the first time that's happened. Brilliant. Carry on singing. Thank you very much.
Which is probably why we're so poor, and that's why the donations will be... However, I mean, when we arrived, Morag pointed out there were 5 cameras pointing at us, and I said, you don't have to worry, we're not going to steal anything. Anyway, so this is our Christmas special show. Anyone seen us in our normal... Yeah, so... Gosh, they don't usually come back. So you will know that this is not our normal show, which is normally... It's very highbrow and intellectual, what we do. This is our silly Christmas show, and it was an idea that Rosie and I had about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, that we should do a Christmas show. And we said, let's call it the Christmas Cracker Show, because everybody understands Christmas crackers. We all grew up with Christmas crackers, didn't we? Not quite all, because there's one person in this room who never had a single Christmas cracker in his whole childhood. I know. And yes, you've guessed, it's Boris. And it's not because his parents were Mr. and Mrs. Scrooge McHumbug or anything like that. It's because he's French, and in France, they don't have Christmas crackers.
Oh, boo.
I know. Thank God for Brexit, I say. You know. Who wants to be involved in a place like that? So when we said to Boris, we're going to call it the Christmas Cracker, he said, quoi? So I had to explain to Boris about Christmas crackers. But the thing is, the more I explained it to Boris, the less sense it made to me. Because you get a toilet roll holder, you're supposed to tear it in half. It's supposed to go bang, but it doesn't really. And then all this crap falls out on the floor. You know what you're going to get. You get a floppy hat that tears or doesn't fit or goes over your nose or whatever. What's that for? Is it some kind of costume? Is it supposed to represent something? I don't know. Is it the 3 wise men?
Probably.
We grew up in Croydon. You don't find 3 wise men in Croydon. They've all left. There's not very many virgins either, I don't think. And so you get that, and then you get a joke. You have to read out the joke, which when you're little, it's a bit embarrassing, especially because they're always terrible jokes, aren't they? And then you get the novelty. Bin ready, I call them. You know that you get either you get a tiny little screwdriver that doesn't do anything, the handle just goes round, or you get one of those red cellophane fish. That's supposed to tell you how passionate of a lover you are. I'm not sure if that's appropriate for 7-year-olds myself. And if, like me, you happen to have cold hands, that's your self-confidence gone for life, really. But anyway, the thing is that because of the magic of Christmas, this collection of nonsense makes you happy, doesn't it? And that's the phenomenon, the effect that we're relying upon tonight. As we present to you our collection of rubbish, there's going to be bad jokes, terrible costumes, disappointing novelties, but we're going to make you happy.
Try our best, anyway. So we're going to continue with a lovely, lovely chorus song. We have a This is the loudest chorus singer in the world. We've come across him before. Have you ever been to Dartford, sir? Have you ever been to Dartford Folk Club? We recognised you. Yeah. Anyway, it's got a fantastic chorus, and it's a song about thinking of people less fortunate than ourselves. So it has a very good Christmas connection. A song called Hard Times. It was written by an American guy, Stephen Foster, way back in the 19th century, which I always find kind of amazing because it sounds quite contemporary to me. And if any of you are kind of folkies, you will know this chorus, and if you don't, you'll know it, after the first time through. So do sing along, It's a song called Hard Times. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. And though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale drooping maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are o'er. And though her voice would be merry, she's sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, Sigh of weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Thanks very much. Well, another Christmas tradition is that of telling ghost stories. Yeah. It's strange, really, isn't it? Why do we do that? Why is there a tradition of telling ghost stories around Christmas time? Well, I was curious, so I looked into it. That means Googled it these days, isn't it? But, and the first thing that came up was, why is Christmas on the 25th of December? Because I'd never thought about it. It just is. That's Christmas, isn't it? Christmas is 25th of December. But apparently it doesn't say anywhere in the Bible, happy birthday, dear Jesus, 25th of December. And indeed, Cromwell tried to have Christmas banned for that very reason. Well, he tried to have everything banned, really, didn't he? He was a bit of a killjoy, wasn't he, at the end of the day? But, he said it wasn't written in the Bible, that was Jesus' birthday, and so we shouldn't ought to have a holiday on that day, he said so. But anyway, so why is it on the 25th of December? And there are various theories. Are you all right? I thought it was going to go straight through that stool then. And yeah, there's various theories about this, and some of them are connected to ancient calendars and, rather mathematical, and the date of Easter and calculations made from there, which I never quite understood because Easter is a movable feast. But anyway, and there's also a theory that it was simply chosen by the early Christians. And why was it chosen? Well, because there were many pagan festivals that existed around this time of year, which were all connected to the winter solstice, which of course is the 21st of December. So it was believed back in the day that on the 21st, on the winter solstice, the veil that was believed to exist between, worse than me, they used to believe there was a kind of veil that separated the heavens from the earth. And on the 21st, on the winter solstice, it was believed that on that day, it was very thin. It was the thinnest of all the year. And so they believed that perhaps souls could descend back down to earth on that day and pass through the thin veil to settle old scores or whatever. So perhaps that is where this ghosts and this time of year connection comes from. Anyway, we don't really know, but we've got a wonderful, chilling ghost tale to tell you, and Chris is going to be accompanying me on his marvellous glass harp that he has made himself for the occasion. I know. No expense spent. He's even replaced his batteries or recharged them. So, there you go. If you're all sitting comfortably, then we'll begin. In 1815, John Allen, a rich Scottish merchant recently arrived from America, came to live in the town of Irvine in Scotland. He was accompanied by his wife and her younger sister, and the couple's sickly-looking 6-year-old foster son, Edgar. In their employment were 2 maidservants from Liverpool, Joan and Isabel, and Isabel's 7-year-old sister, Mary, who soon became a playmate for little Edgar. A week before Christmas, little Mary decided she'd go out into the nearby woods one snowy afternoon to collect holly and ivy to decorate the Allens' home. Young Edgar accompanied the Liverpool girl, somehow managing to slip out of the cottage unnoticed. As the 2 children went about collecting their festive fare and placing it in Mary's basket, a strange incident occurred. A trail of arrows was being mysteriously drawn in the snow on the ground by an invisible hand before the children's very eyes. Mary and Edgar were astonished and fascinated. Mary wrote, "Who are you?" in the snow with the tip of her umbrella, but the invisible doodler crossed out the question with 3 bold lines. The arrows continued to appear, one after the other, and so the children followed them out of curiosity, until Edgar realized that he and Mary had been lured onto the thin ice of a frozen lake. The ice began to creak and to crack, ready to give way. Edgar seized Mary by the arm and dragged her to safety. The children then heard the voice of an old woman cursing them, but could see no one. Terrified, they ran home and told their families what had happened. When Mary's 17-year-old sister Isabel went to investigate the arrows, she saw that they really did exist, and she tracked them to the lake. But when she arrived at the lake's side, she recoiled in horror. Barely visible, under the thin, icy layer of the lake, was the face of a child looking up at her. The sight of it sent a chill through her heart. It was later discovered that the unfortunate child was 6-year-old Carol McLean, a farmer's daughter who'd gone missing some days before. It was feared that the arrows had been drawn in the snow by the evil spirit of a witch who'd been drowned in the lake by the local villagers some 100 years before. Indeed, a total of 9 children had drowned in the lake since, and it was believed that they'd all been lured to their deaths by the old witch's sorcery. Edgar and Mary had had a narrow escape. Had they succumbed to the wicked spell, the world today would be a much poorer place, as little Edgar Allan later grew up to become Edgar Allan Poe, the most famous horror story writer of all time. Marvellous, isn't it? Marvellous. Yeah.
Don't see that every day, do you?
No, no. So we've got one more to do before we have a little break.
In that case, we need to do the raffle.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I've forgotten. I've forgotten that there's all sorts of things we have to think of here. Yeah, sorry. Beg your pardon. Okay. The excitement is almost too much. I'm not sure I can. David Rolls or Rowles.
Ooh, well done, you've won the CD. Yeah.
No.
And for the
And for the toilet roll, John. I can't read your writing. Truman. Right. Wow. Right. Okay. So yeah. Well, yeah, we'll just do this one, but then we're going to have a little break. I think well deserved, don't you? So this, what we really wanted to do actually for this last one, we wanted to do a pantomime. Pantomime. Oh yes, we did. We wanted to do a pantomime, and we tried to squeeze a pantomime into like 5 minutes, and we're just not capable. I know some are, but we're not. So we found this song, and it's sort of pantomime-esque. Is that a word? It's got the spirit of pantomime anyway. And it has audience participation, has nearly everything a pantomime has. So we're going to do this instead. And don't worry, you know, anyone who's sort of our generation or above, I'm sure there's hardly any of you here tonight, will know this song. So you all know it. But anyone who's younger will just think we're all completely bonkers. But there you are, and so you know this, but you probably like buried it extremely as far as you possibly can into the backs of your memories. But it will all come flooding back to you. So don't worry, you'll just you sing along with us. And before we start, actually, this does require a bit of acting, and we're not really used to this. So if you just bear with, we'll. I don't know. I've no idea where mine is. Gone. Oh, there it is. Yes, we're just getting to character. Bear with. Have you got yours?
Yep.
Feeling a bit more confident now. So, right, here we go then. Am I not? Oh, I'm not on. No. Not missing much, but there. Right, there you go. A mouse lived in a windmill in old Amsterdam. A windmill with a mouse in, and he wasn't grousing. He sang every morning, how lucky I am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse.
Where?
There on the stair.
Where on the stair?
Right there, a little mouse with claws on. Well, I declare, going clip-clippity-clop on the stair.
Right there.
The mousey got lonesome and took him a wife. A windmill with mice in is hardly surprising. She sang every morning, how lucky I am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse.
Where?
There on the stair.
Where on the stair?
Right there, a little mouse with claws on. Well, I declare, going clip-clippity-clop on the stair.
Right there.
Oh yeah. First they had triplets and then they had quins. A windmill with quins in and triplets and twins in. They all sang in chorus, how lucky we am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse.
Where?
There on the stair.
Where on the stair?
Right there, a little mouse with claws on. Well, I declare, going clip-clippity-clop on the stair.
Right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oops. Slightly embarrassing because that was the mouse was supposed to do his clog solo, and he seems to have just disappeared. So there was somebody eating a cheese sandwich earlier. He's not round. No, it's not near you. No. Okay. Boris, have you seen the mouse anywhere? Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen the mouse anywhere? Oh, no, he isn't. Oh, no, he isn't. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, there he is. Applause for Mr. Mouse. The daughters got married and so did the sons. The windmill had christenings when no one was listening. They all sang in chorus, how lucky we are, living in a windmill in Amsterdam. Yeah, I saw a mouse.
Where?
There on the stair.
Where on the stair?
Right there, a little mouse with clogs on. Well, I declare, going clip, clippity, clop on the stair. I saw a mouse.
Where?
There on the stair.
Where on the stair?
Right there, a little mouse with clogs on. Well, I declare, going clip, clippity, clop on the stair. A mouse lived in a windmill so snug and so nice. There's nobody there now but a whole lot of mice.
Churchfitters! Yay! Fabulous.
Thank you. See you after the break.
So, for the people at home who can't see me at the moment, for the people at home, can I just thank Nick on the door, Roger doing the filming, G doing the cameras, Lizzie in Galashiels doing whatever she does on the internet. Who have I missed out? John doing the sound, of course. And also John's floor spot, his lovely song. Can we thank John for that now? So next week, you people at home, yeah, we've got Jerry Colvin with Trish Powers, and who knows who else. Like last time, they brought William Shakespeare and St. George, so who knows who they'll bring this time. December the 18th is sold out, so you'll have to watch at home. And then we've got a break when we've got Thomas Benjamin Wilde singing filthy songs here on the 15th of January. That'll be good. The 22nd, it's a Burns night. Book that, please, in advance, because there's food. Yeah, I can tell you about two other things that are happening locally. Friday the 12th, there's a night of weird folk at the Arts Club on very cool North Down Road. Monday the 15th at Paddock's Wood, Jackie Oates and John Spears are playing. So get yourself along there, get some tickets for that, please. Thank you, Churchfitters. Thank you, Mr. Mouse. Thank you, John Beetham. People at home, you can go now and do whatever you want. You're free to go. My name's Morag Butler. This is Rosalind Court. See you next week with Jerry Colvin. Thank you.